You know, I grew up at a bar stool when I was a little kid and fucking talking to random people that are walking in. It's just like, that's how I look at life.
Cloud Farm.
You are listening to Cloud Farm. Swear down, boss.
When you do it from the heart, it's the most local thing you could do. Like, I was wearing fake Ray-Bans, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was really a hipster. My brother's Weird Dane because Weird Al. Yeah, like, we're DJ Nate and Weird Al, bro. Like, you guys are putting touch microphones on fucking milk cartons, you know what I'm saying? Like, we and you want us to respect it, so it's like, well, I will because I'm 13 and I want to be around and want a cigarette. I like outsider art.
Find a way to be able to live as an artist rather than having to tap out and, you know, do the 9 to 5.
Yeah, and my dad told me, don't make a band, make us another band. When our band broke up, he said, make a scene. The bosom of the Western Mass alternative schooling.
Are you not impressed that we know that?
Huh?
Are you not impressed that we know that?
That you guys already knew?
Yeah.
Well, I am impressed. I don't know how y'all knew that.
Elevator pitch, why should we care?
Motherfuckers already cared. That's why you should care.
My heart steak and eggs. I'm gonna go wield my butt before this. Not.
Bro, podcasting, man. Like, let's just take a moment to realize, like, literally 5 years ago,
into the lake.
we weren't shy.
Call the cops, got mad motherfucking marijuana crops, got lime trees and lemon trees, got 20 dirty bitches down on the knees. Water, H2O, no big screens, no HBO, tomato, potato, these hoes just won the fat boy lotto. Please let me use your grotto, hefty bitches is my motto. If you get on top, hooker, I think you might break my throttle. I'll knock your head off, you softer than a bitch's skin, you stupid bitches cannot win. Fuck your wifey in the face and then I'll take your next of kin. Rent it 10, I'll stick a dildo in your fucking fish food. Which dude's fish food? A rich dude's fish food. I got an iPad, iMac body, and your mama sucks my dick when she's high on Molly's.
But yeah, no, it's very interesting because, you know, I'm from a college town where I grew up going to public schools and private schools and charter schools. I really had I was always the kind of kid who was like, I'm not happy here, so I'll go to the next school. My mom was real happy to move me around for some reason. She was just, they were new liberal parents in the sense that they were like, you know, you listen to the kid kind of. That's kind of how it is out here, especially in my county, like listen to the kid shit. So, and then but then on top of that, anyway, my point is I have ADD as a bitch, man. So I'll be going all over the place. But from there, like, I saw a lot of the different schools and the different ways different things worked. And like the historical society is one powerful thing out here in New England. The town is one powerful thing. And then the colleges and then the schools, as in the private schools. I've seen my whole life the historical society and the town fight back against the college and not let the fucking college do their thing. Whereas, like, let's say maybe UGA or another big state school in a town, they fully take the fuck over early on. Our town is like, let's keep this New England culture. Let's keep it pretty. Let's keep it cute. And we're finally sacrificing to UMass. And it's like, damn, they're going to win either way.
I kind of rock.
That's kind of like the weird. My whole thing now is submit. Let's rep UMass.
I like that yours. I like
even
yours.
though I went to Hamstrikes to hate them, but now I fuck with UMass. Not like I just like the basketball team, so I'll rep UMass. And I'm like, bro, now I'm older and I understand things. I'm like, we got an arena in town. Let me go enjoy this fucking arena. I
feel like for
$8.
You mentioned that you're 31 a couple times, but I feel like just judging by what I've read about you and the way you go about making music, approaching music, you're not a cynic. I feel like you're quite optimistic about some of the stuff that like artists now have to do to, I guess, promote themselves, make their voices heard. I've heard you talk about TikTok, and I feel like the instinct a lot of like rappers, artists have, especially if they're, you know, around your age range, is to be resistant to it for understandable reasons, because, you know, depending on how it's wielded, it can be incredibly soul sucking, time intensive, and it doesn't necessarily have a whole lot to do with actually creating our own music. But you don't seem to subscribe to that worldview.
I feel mixed about TikTok, right? Because it has like the dopamine injection aspect, just like I guess Reels do or whatever that platform does. But I don't know. I'm just, like you said, I'm an optimistic person. So I'm going to look at things and take it as a evolutionary. My dad was a musician. So I look at it like he doesn't really like rap, but he's cool as fuck to me. But it's like things are going to evolve and you might not understand it. So I might as well try to get with it. And instead of just being an old head, like hating on shit, bruh. That's just lame, bruh. But I'm not trying to be too cool either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be too, I still got to remember, like, no, I'm an old head. Like, fuck this new shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be both sides. So.
I mean, it's funny you say that because
That's why I do it on TikTok. I make it look like I do the side video and I put my little text. I make it look like I'm an old head doing it because I am an old head doing it. So I don't like try to get better.
leaning into
They're
being
cool.
a geriatric.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when you go on the Instagram and you see the weird old heads in music and it's just so badly like put up. Like, I love that.
I
Are
love
you a
that.
big
That
fan
shit
of
is super
Catatonic
inspiring.
Youth? Are you familiar with that Catatonic Youth, that page? Which is like all the like kind of the most possible cringe like boomer rock videos that have kind of come out of the like viral video content era. I think there's a lot you could work with there.
It's also
100%.
outside of art, a lot of that stuff.
It does cross into being outsider art, 100%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's what I like. I like outsider art. I've always been big on that. That's what I like. I like outsider art in the concept of that. Like, because I was saying, growing up around noise and experimental, like, I never was like a harsh noise guy, really. And I was never like, you know what I mean? Like, I understood there was these different things. Whereas a lot of the homies would come through and they'd be like, this shit is all crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's different lanes of like noise. You know what I mean? So I like outsider though, because I liked Beat Happening. I looked at that as outsider, like more,
Yeah.
or Daniel Johnston. I liked still
Right,
some sort of
okay.
songwriting. I didn't like straight noise or ambient noise. There's things I like. I like Harold Budd and fucking Brian Eno, but I didn't like newer. I didn't really like. I didn't care for it, but I thought it was cool. I understood the live.
I mean, Bud and Eno are
performances.
making like more developed like compositions.
Yeah, but I was put on to that by my dad, so it's like nostalgic too to me a little bit. I had a harder. I liked gangster rap. So what I liked though was the noise heads all like gangster rap. Like
Well,
the,
so I
the
was
noise
gonna
heads
ask
all
that,
like
I know
3 6
that
Mafia and shit.
I know that Mass has has a lineage of like noise music, and there's lots of like intersecting scenes and whatnot. But and I'm sure you were exposed to that quite a lot. Also, given your very like varied musical upbringing. But how did those guys receive your music at the time, and has that changed?
To be honest, like, I'd be lying if I said people didn't accept it. I think people accepted it. I think a lot of people didn't accept it, but the people who did accept it were the outsider type art people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, one person I think about a lot is George Myers. I don't know if y'all know who that is. He was in a
Who's
group
that?
called Gray Skull. But George was like big on just like looking out for us, you know, lend us a bass amp, but like not be an old head who chilled with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was like, not to say he's an old head, but you know what I'm trying to say? He did it right. He kind of taught me now when I'm older than 30 and I want to support a 21-year-old kid, how to do that in like a way you really help them, but you don't go over a boundary or some shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he was dope with that. Like he let us, I'd pull up his crib and like take his bass amp, go use it for the show and drop it off, shit like that.
Yeah.
So he put out my first tape, which was like a weird Footwork
I was just about to
tape.
ask you about that.
Breaking
yeah.
World Records. That was
Yeah.
him who put it out.
Break World Records.
Breaking World Records was his.
Oh, okay. I think
thing.
maybe we're
There's
mixing
probably
up,
a
yeah.
different names with like, that's like a pretty good name. So I'm sure other people, he had a thing, tape label.
Because I was going to say, was it called Concentrations? Is that the correct?
The Conception.
yeah.
Conception was my
Sorry.
name. Because I'm DJ Lucas because of DJ Nate.
Yeah.
So I named myself after
really?
DJ Nate.
I thought it was DJ
That's
Paul.
crazy.
I have
Yeah. What about,
hate is Our Motivation is like one of his
that's
songs.
fucking
so-
insane, bro.
Yeah, I'm a
I
big
played
DJ Nate guy.
I played backup kid in the club the other day. But like still goes off. Completely like irresistible.
Yeah, he just like, I don't know why. I think the aesthetic, it wasn't just even the music of Footwork. I love Footwork. I love DJ Rashad. I loved Footwork when Tech Life. So that's how that's how I'm cool, I think. I always credit that. I was in 2011, in 2012, DJing Footwork in New York City. You know, like we were talking about Swim Team. They were one of the only people also that I remember DJing.
Right, okay.
And so when you DJ'd Footwork in the city in that years, 2012, 2013, only certain people knew it. So they'd come up to you and be like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? Because like it wasn't that big yet. Tech Life popped then. Like it was right when they were popping.
Well, if it's before
For
Rashad
us,
died,
like, I'm sure they were, because I remember I had a buddy at college at Hampshire who was from Chicago, and his name was Marcellus, and he was like, "Why are you listening to Footwork? Like this is from when I'm a child, bro.
Right.
Like, this is what I grew up doing, type shit. Or like this is what we hear at whatever, just like community shit.
yeah.
So to us, we were like, really, like this is amazing. Like, you know what I mean? When we heard Footwork,
I still find that Footwork is incredibly futuristic music, and 10 to 15 years on from that kind of initial golden era. If I'm going to think about what an actual sci-fi movie for now would look like, I still think the kind of freneticness of Footwork is what would get that across sonically. And I wonder if you still feel that way, or if there's something that you're more tapped into now that would represent that? Because I feel like a huge part of what your music is about is kind of chronicling modern life.
Yeah. I feel you. I agree. I think the Jersey Club stuff gives me sometimes those same feelings. Not always, but sometimes the Jersey Club, not even just the Jersey Club drill music that comes out of Newark when they're rapping on it, and they've now explored that beat pattern. Some of that shit out of Newark is fucking crazy. If you listen to the Newark drill, them kids are going, them producers. One of them is that kid Vert who made the fucking I Just Wanna Rock. He's from Newark, I think.
Okay.
So that some of these kids are exploring clearly influences that they probably are like, oh shit, this is the shit my fucking parents like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because when you're in
absolutely.
Newark, that's the music of the city there.
Have you worked with any of those guys? Is that something you want to try and do?
Subject and Papa are from Elizabeth, so but they're not necessarily Jersey Club guys, but they are as much as anyone. They're Jersey cats. So
I mean, Subject has a couple songs that flirt with Jersey.
Yeah, he goes. Let me correct myself. Subject is kind of a Jersey Club guy in a way because he's just a producer from North Jersey.
Yeah,
who explores that, but they're more hip hop producers, I guess. That's what I'm saying. But yes, he explores it in his patterns for sure.
For sure, it's like funny. Like some of his stuff like hybridizes the kind of like rap style into like Jersey style. I guess kind of in the similar way to what McVert did. How did you? Because you've had obviously like a long history of collaborating and also like fostering collaboration among like groups of people.
Yeah.
But how did you and Subject 5 and Papa first link?
I met them. It's funny is this dog right here. I got this dog from their friend who was also a 2004 member.
Gifting someone a dog unannounced is insane.
Well, they didn't gift him, but we copped it. But they were. You remember when everyone had the dogs? And everyone, I don't know if that went on in the UK, but everyone was breeding dogs and having dogs. So we got a
I feel like dogs are pretty
2004
historical.
bully, man, Richard's canines. So we got Bubba, but that was really how I locked in with them low key. But I knew about their music through just a couple friends, like my brother. My brother found them, and then he always put me onto them. And then I started listening to them. I always liked their music. Like they had some great videos. And
and they're grinders.
How did we meet? They came to Boston for a show, and they came to my apartment. So that's how we physically met. And I went to LA. I made a song with them. We chilled in the studio, little shit like that. But then eventually I lived in upstate New York, and I would drive down to Jersey because I didn't know no one. I would just go down to chill with them. And they started coming back with me in the car, back upstate. And that's when we made the first tape, Dirty Designer. And so we just be upstate, then introduced them to Wiki, and off to the races just as far as like the scene, They were always in the scene, but me and them kind of entered New York together a little bit in the more recent shit,
So I feel like you three in particular are like chronic road dogs.
Yeah.
Which to me, like we've been in New York. We haven't even traveled. Just been in New York on kind of like a city residency type thing. And even that, like you can hear me, my voice is fucked. I'm developing sickness. My eyes are like puffy and red. I'm bloated from like eating like absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah. You like running around late
You don't have
nights,
to agree with
having
you,
fun.
by the way. You don't have to agree that I look like shit.
No, I don't have to agree.
No. You can tell
I'm
me
not
otherwise.
agreeing. I'm saying I'm agreeing with your circumstances.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
How do you maintain your not just your sanity, but you seem to have like an actual like hunger for the road.
It's funny, as I get older now, it's starting to kick in. Like, I'm like, damn, I love my life at home, but you get comfortable. You just get comfortable. I hate to be like, but you do, you get comfortable. It's fun. So
Yeah.
I try to be uncomfortable sometimes, but why do I have the thirst for the knowledge, bro, of like what I can control a little bit. I'm a little bit of a control freak sometimes. So it's like, there's something about like, I don't give a fuck about other countries' history because I can't put that in my brain right now. It's not that I don't care. I think it's very interesting, but it's like, I can, you know what I mean? Like, let me focus on this. Let me focus on this little thing. Let me focus on fucking Western Massachusetts, right? It's like what you can control. So I like going physical and meeting people and seeing things. What I'm about to go do soon, like tomorrow, is drive to Georgia and do like a vlog, like going up, which I've never really done, but I just kind of wanted to show Appalachia in a different light. Everyone's been like on some poverty porn, Appalachia shit for the last couple of years. So I'm like, I'd be in Appalachia. Like these motherfuckers listen to NPR. Like, y'all motherfuckers got it fucked up.
NPR Appalachians.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like hyper pop Appalachians, you know what I mean? I'm like, let me show this shit.
Who are you going to hang out with there?
I'm gonna go start with Frank Hurricane. I don't know if y'all know who Frank Hurricane is.
No, not at all, man.
But he's like the young Appalachian hero right now.
Okay.
I don't know how old he is, but he's in probably my age category. I've been hearing about him forever. He's a legend. Love his music. Kind of makes like bluegrass, folk, blues, psychedelic inspired music, but the Appalachian fool for sure. But I'm meeting up with a bunch of kids who aren't really necessarily popular, or maybe just on Instagram, got a couple thousand followers, a couple hundred even, but just kids who I feel like represent the area well, who are from there. So stuff like that.
And this is in support of the Appalachian tour that you're about to do?
So the Appalachian tour is in support of this more.
Right. Okay.
And since I'm just like, I'm going to be there anyway, so I'm just playing free shows to like get more kids to the shows to film them.
Right. Okay.
To see the vlogs, to like show the people. Because you'll get more of an image of the world if you see the show, because that's when you see all the, people drive from far in West Virginia all over for something like that. Or in Bristol, Tennessee.
Look at his like drunk kid.
Yeah, I think he's from New Britain, like something in between. You know College what?
DJ. Lucas.
Lucas DJ, yeah.
DJ Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas DJ.
Lucas DJ.
DJ.
You should probably introduce yourself.
I'm DJ Lucas from Amherst, Mass. Western Mass. Yeah.
Elevator pitch. Why should we care?
Wow, no one's ever said that to me. Motherfuckers already cared. That's why you should care. I don't know, just I'm an artist, bro. I'm still like, when in this world of highways, I'm still on the fucking back road, and I'm making it. And I'm making it to the destination. Tortoise in the hare, you feel me? Not even like, oh, I win, I'm slow. Like, more just do the right thing. So I don't know how to explain that. I just feel like I'm still doing the way I was raised to do it, even when there's more efficient ways to do things.
Mm.
And
I mean, it feels like you've been in hair mode before.
Huh?
It feels like you've embodied the hair in that dynamic before. I feel like when you first came, at least when I first came across your music, the amount of heat you were getting seemed destined to evolve in a really interesting way. And I remember, I think it was when the Sidewalk Bends, that video, kind of came out, and you had like, all things considered, like a huge moment.
It's so weird because, I can't believe it. It's like, what the fuck? At the time, it just felt like a SoundCloud thing.
Right.
I thought, there's going to be a million people like me.
Yeah.
And then the SoundCloud thing kind of died, and I was like, oh, weird. And then there's just like a million new artists, and they got their new waves, of course. And it's not like but it was just its own moment because it was a little early for what it was now when we kind of like.
So when you, I mean, is it like surreal? Like, how do you look back on that kind of era of your music?
Honestly, I think I'm just bigger now. So I don't even really think about it at all because I don't even like that shit. It's not like I don't like it, but like I've just gone through a lot of different stuff now. So I'll be all over the place. So it's like, I don't think back too much. Of course I love shit. And I'm the type, I'll go watch some of my old videos, but I used to do it more when I was just sitting around bored. But now it's like, I just work. I'm on some fucking at work shit, dude. I don't know. So when I think about it, is it surreal? No. My shit's like bigger now in a way. So it's cool to break through, but I always knew we were going to do something. Bubba, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it seems like you've always kind of had a very single-minded intention. Like I get the sense that you never had any doubt that you were going to be creating music in one form or another.
Yeah, I dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
In a pretty, like, it wasn't like, I was like a good kid. Like, I didn't do nothing bad. I never got kicked out of school, really. I wasn't like, perfect. I was like B+ kind of kid. Just, if I cared more, I probably could have done more. I was just having more fun with my friend, like going down the river than going to school or whatever. So, but my parents, I don't know. it's honestly a lot for them and shit. I think about everything about my parents, bro. Like, especially at this age now that I kind of understand that more. A lot of it was just to prove to them, not like I can make it, but just like I can do it. I can be successful still in the world. And, you know, like when my mom works in fucking film, bro, she works in, like booking movies and stuff, like not, like in the movies, but like booking the movie theaters. So she books like little indie theaters. She's been doing that shit for like 35, 40 years or some shit. You know what I mean? So when her friends, some lady who works at the Sundance Channel or lady who is from Amherst and is this person is like, yo, your son's killing it. That's like crazy. You know what I mean? That's why I do it, honestly. But that's kind of more of the driving factor is like, I wanted it to be my career. I didn't see it as like, also my dad was a musician. He was like kind of like a bar musician and not a bar musician. My dad was a killer musician. My dad worked, you know, I grew up late in his later days as far as being in the scene, but my dad booked the Middle East, which is a club in Boston. So I was very much around very cool stuff all the time. I knew what the fuck was going on since I was really young.
What was he putting you onto?
They did a good job because he wasn't just, he gave me the basic stuff. He gave me the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and all that stuff, but that's not what he really cared for. He liked it because he grew up on that too, you know, but like Gang of Four and Human Sexual Response and fucking Mission of Burma and Morphine. They were from Boston, you know,
Sick.
my parents were around them. So all the Boston stuff I knew about was like, you know, Tanya Donnelly and Buffalo Tom and Mission of Burma and Throwing Muses. So
was
it
there
was,
some like direct? I mean, Rob mentioned there was some kind of like direct.
Yeah, when we were talking on the phone before, you mentioned Missions of Burma, and I guess I was wondering, are musicians from these bands coming through your parents' house when you were a kid, or was
No.
it more in the club?
no, yeah. So the 80s was like when shit was really kicking.
Okay,
But I think
okay.
like I'm born in 93. So like I was in the 90s. It was a whole new era. My parents were in more the 80s era.
Okay.
And then by the 90s, early 90s, they're booking stuff. So my mom has a movie theater in Cambridge called The Brattle. And my dad is booking at the Middle East on and off in the 90s and the early 2000s. So more hardcore starts sweeping in the late 90s, early 2000s heavy and like reggae and ska. And so my dad's booking, not necessarily that stuff. He's booking upstairs and still booking the older heads from Boston.
Okay.
But Mission of Burma, those kind of people were just more friends with my parents. My parents were just like all nightlife, you know, Boston arts scene
Yep.
of the
Yeah.
80s and the 90s.
Like kind of lifers in a way.
For sure. And so my parents had their own little clique, but my dad was a new wave guy.
Yep.
So he was a new wave 80s guy.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? So he loved, you know, Neil Young and Velvet Underground. My dad's a huge Velvet Underground. So I grew up on all that. Velvet
Okay.
Underground like, was like, you know, Lou Reed was like, he was fucking, you know, he was the main guy. And David Bowie, these were the main people in my parents' household for us. Like,
Yeah.
they were the idols of rock.
Were they political in terms of like how they approached the booking and paying people and shit like that, or was it just more about like preserving a scene for like a cultural sake?
I mean, at the time they were just in the rock scene, so I think they
Right.
were just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Like not to be cool. My mom was doing her thing and she was going out and having fun. My dad was a rock and roller. My dad's just like a real fun guy. Like my dad is like, he could be chilling with us right now. Like I put out Dark World. We put out his record like last year, I think. Maybe it was last year. I'm saying like we definitely put it out. But Skeg Kendall, that's my dad, Skeggy. So he was like in the scene, you know what I mean? Like it's like one of those older guys you meet at a bar and you're like, oh, this is the, you know, he did some shit. So, you know, a lot of cool shit happened in Boston in the 80s and 90s. A lot of cool shit, you know what I mean? So
What's the song of yours that your parents rock with most?
my parents liked when I went on the radar thing. I think just seeing me perform,
Yeah.
my mom was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if she really understood everything I was saying,
Okay.
but yeah, she liked it. They don't really listen to my music. I think it freaks them out a little bit. They like Little Old Town, some like kind of deeper, you know, my mom works a lot. My mom's working. She's just like focused on her own thing. And then she has free time. She watches her shows, her programs, you know. My dad, you don't really listen to rap. And so, you know, it's just that divide, you know, if my kid made some brand new fucking crazy AI music, like I'm not gonna listen to that shit. Hell no. It's just gonna make me depressed. Like, what did I create?
Yeah.
So I don't take it personally. I think it makes sense, to be honest, at this point. I never took it personally because I just get it. It's like, it's not like my parents wanted me to be a punk rocker. They wanted me to be whatever I wanted to be. So it's lit. They don't like, they're happy. They fuck with it. They're not against, they fuck with the whole thing. They get it. I'm not asking them for bread and shit. Like, it's all good. You know what I mean? they're like, cool, you figured shit out in life, you got it.
Yeah.
One of them kind of situations, I feel like.
It sounds more than anything else like you've carried essentially the kind of independent and like quote unquote punk rock spirit that they had into what you're doing now.
That's what I think my dad loves more. Like when he sees me on the road, you know, my dad booked a club, so he asks me, "Where's the websites for the? Where's the ticket links?" Like, you know what I mean? He's like old school. Like he fucks with shit like that heavy. He'll be like, "Yo, you know."
Well, I think the fact that you're still selling merch directly to fans.
Yeah, all that, they get it. They fuck it. My dad taught me how to fucking go to a show and ask a fan to sleep there. My dad told me when you're in Richmond, Virginia, and you're on the road, back in the day, we used to fucking play the show, and on stage at the end of the night, we'd say, we need somewhere to stay. And my dad's best friends are people he met on the road. So the people who were coming through my house growing up were maniacs. They were awesome. Like, not all of them. Most of them, my parents, by the time we were, you know, they kept the right, you know, my dad had to probably get a lot of people out of his life.
Yeah, of course.
My fucking, it was awesome. You know what I mean?
Dude,
people from all over the country. You know, there's times I came home in high school and there's a grown man in my bed. I'm like, Dad, what the fuck? I'd be go sleep in, you know, a girl's house or my other friend's house or some shit, and fucking there'd be a grown man. My dad's like, yeah, I let him sleep in your bed. He just played the, you know, club last night. So he's like, it was always like little dumb shit. I always had cool. We went to fucking, when I was a little kid, bro, we were in kid bands. I haven't even gone there, bro. We were in a popular kid band, bro. Yeah. We opened up for the Fray.
You opened for Jonathan Richmond as well, right?
Well, that's even deeper. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in third grade.
That's completely, can you expand on that a bit more? I know you've touched on it in interviews.
This was my first show. I quit music after that night.
Right.
And I retired. Okay. My dad always says that I retired. It's true though. So my dad always had a 4-track, and we would go camping a lot when I was a kid. I grew up not in Western Mass. I grew up in Eastern Mass, and we moved a lot into different apartments and different houses and stuff. And then we moved to our grandparents, and my parents bought a house. They sold it, and we moved out here. And they bought the mill. I live in an old mill. So they bought an old mill that was a restaurant and shit. Anyway, Boston, boom. When we live in the Boston area, the Ring, the suburbs, I'm living in, I think Waltham at this point. Yeah, Waltham. My dad is booking the Middle East. At least historically had been booking the Middle East. Then he started booking other clubs. But he had got an opportunity for some reason to open up for Jonathan Richmond, because Jonathan's a Boston guy, and my dad knew him from back in the day. And it's not just like my dad knew him, like it was a scene, you know what I mean? It's like if you're from,
of course,
you know what I mean? There's probably people in London that people are like, you guys know them? It's like, yeah, I've run into them for like, it's like some shit like that. So he was just a guy, and he was a legend though. He's a legend. The Modern Lovers, obviously, their album was fucking legendary. I mean, that's a big one in my household too. My dad loved them. But so Jonathan Richmond's playing solo downstairs in the Middle East, and me and my brother and my dad opened up. I was in 3rd grade. My brother was in 2nd grade. My dad was in 52nd grade. And, and I don't know how old he was.
Were you guys playing covers, or was it all originals?
Mostly originals, but we played Roadrunner, or we play I'm a Little Airplane, Meow, Meow, which is a Jonathan Richmond song that I think was like on it, Sesame Street. Mm-hmm. And we played House of the Rising Sun. I'm going to release this on the Dark World channel at some point. I have the entire video filmed.
I feel you've uploaded some videos of you playing in bands as a kid, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is the beginning. So this band, the Praying Mantises, what it's called, was just us sitting around the campfire and my dad with a 4-track and an acoustic guitar, just jamming out. And me and my brother would look through books and just look at things and be like, there's a funky bug in the air, like Castle by the Ocean, like nature books and shit. Like,
So I mean,
speaking kind of like based freestyles. Based ass freestyles that like five years old recorded. I have a lot of this
based ass freestyles. I feel like your brother is super underrated.
Yeah. Weird Dane is fucking super underrated.
Shout out Weird Dane. I really like that song. I like that a lot.
Oh, Dana, I'll say that. This is a great place to say it. Dana started the style that I've blown up with now, as far as like New England references. Like he started that shit. Because he was like the rapper first. Like the first time Dark World ever got on anything was he got on Fader, was like a comedy song called My Bro. That was Weird Dane when he went to college. But yeah, so Dana was the early tastemaker of like the culture of like how I talk and everything, and like I can't explain it. He was real confident as a little kid. He was more confident than me in certain ways. He was a spaz little kid. He was real and smart and stuff. So Dana, he said, Dark World, we're riding through Lexington. Like, you know what I mean? He would say things like about the area when we were very young, like high school. So
Yeah.
Dana's very underrated, not just in his like work, but also in his like.
Is that from Off Tonight?
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Maybe not Off Tonight, but like that album for sure. Like, I think it's from a song called. I don't know, but yeah, you know one of them. Damn, you know the old stuff.
I mean, I just love that. I guess his
Sly
tag
C.
for yeah. I think his tag early on was this clip from some like viral like this like snippet from this like viral news clip. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Dana is off tonight. He's set on fire.
He was murdered and set on fire.
Good evening, I'm Ken Bastida. Dana is off tonight. He was murdered and then set on fire while celebrating his birthday.
Did Dana lived in Shanghai for a while, right?
Yeah. He's back now, but he was in Shanghai for years.
For like a hot sec.
Mm-hmm. He married Hao, who's Lee Kala, who's from China.
What is her? She's like an artist as well.
Yep.
What's her? She's a musician.
Yeah, like Lee Kala, Li space Kala.
Does she? Do you know what Genome 6.66 MVP is?
What?
It's like a label, a Chinese label, or originated in China. Because I can't remember exactly what the trail of connections is, but your brother tapped in with people who are like 1 degree removed from a lot of people that I know from the Chinese scene, which I've always found really surreal. Like the longer we've done this, the clearer it becomes that like the world is really small, especially when it comes to like this underground.
Yeah,
like,
no, it'd
music
be
stuff.
crazy.
But I remember at the time finding that really surreal that like, yeah, there was any kind of a link to be found there. But what was he? He was working at like a studio or something, right? Like why was he over there?
Well, she has her whole music career and she has a whole thing going on over there. So he was with her over there.
Yeah.
And I think he was just like kind of enjoying life, like post college and shit with her. Like, I honestly didn't talk to him that much, but he has a lot of work and stuff. He wasn't really doing a lot of his own music. He was doing a lot of stuff for her. He was playing drums in bands over there, like in like session groups. He was like making music for video games. He was doing all sorts of cool shit. He was like, in China, I think is just like a lot of fun too. I went over there and it was like, you just having fun over there. It's definitely a fun place.
You play any shows?
No, didn't play any shows. That would be cool.
I feel like it could happen. The scene there is pretty alive. There's a lot of appetite for
definitely
for rap music.
I don't really know what's going on right now though. I think they got some crazy leader right now or something. So I think shit's a little turned down.
It is more restricted for sure.
Yeah.
Do you know who Jack Zebra is?
Jack Zebra? Nope.
Do you know who Bloods Boy is?
No.
So you surprised me.
Sounds familiar.
You gotta tap into China.
Yeah, I'm not tapped into China like that.
It's time.
As I said, I only have so much space in my brain, so that shit all like kind of overwhelmed me.
Yeah, anti-Chinese.
Huh?
Anti-Chinese on the record.
I'm not anti-Chinese, but I like to focus on what I'm focusing on.
Right. Pro-locality.
Yeah. Very pro-locality.
I kind of want to talk about like the early like Dark World kind of era. Because who were you in any level of contact with from like, let's say the initial class of like Dark World people you came up with? Who was still like in your kind of immediate circle?
I mean, immediate circle, probably just like Eric, E-Rat.
Yep.
Weird Dane.
Yep.
Sly C, Reed. I don't know. Who else? I'm just forgetting people. There's more.
Who is Yosue?
Josue. I don't see him. He's from out here. He's from Chicopee, Massachusetts, Western Masser.
He has a song called "Don't Think So Pink" that I was obsessed with for years.
That's hard. No,
that's crazy. It's such a good song. You put it out.
What do you mean?
It was on Dark World. It's on
no, Don't Think. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Of course, but that wasn't the name of the song.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Sly, Reed. I mean, and then like people like Lucy Cooper, he lives out here. Like we communicate, you know what I'm saying? We see him all the time at shows and stuff in the scene. Jumpy Elliot. I see him.
I wanted to ask about Jumpy.
He has a whole like new project thing going on.
What's it called?
Just look up Requested Records.
Requested Records. He was doing like Sweat Enzo as well for a while.
Yeah,
right?
he's always has like lots of different projects.
Yeah.
So he has some Jumpy stuff. He has Requested Records. I actually produced a track on the new Jumpy stuff.
That's sick.
Yeah. So
His
I don't
music
know if it's out or not, but I did produce a new Jumpy.
I love how like like positive and like almost like childlike. His music, those songs, something's going on and everything I know.
Yeah, those are insane.
So
those
fucking
beats, I don't
good.
think I'll ever be able to like make a beat. Like he played all those. He's an amazing musician. So, but then like me arranging them, like crazy. Those are crazy beats.
I feel
don't
like
know
it
why
kind of
those came out like that.
It kind of sounds like this environment.
Oh yeah, this is very much influential of both of us, me and Elliot, our upbringing. Even probably him more than me in some ways. You know, he really grew up in like a lot of the hippie Western Mass kind of energy being around, you know, alternative vibes and, you know, so, but I was around that too. I went to PVPA, we went to DASAC, we all went to the same camps. We all grew up. I've known a lot of these guys that you've seen in Dark World since 5th grade, you know what I'm saying?
Right.